countering the Chinese Communist Party. That's one area of agreement between most Republicans and Democrats. And today, the House bans oil reserve exports from being sent to any entity owned or controlled by the CCP. NTD's Melina Wisecup has more from Capitol Hill.
America's emergency oil stockpile sits at its lowest level since the 1980s. In a bid to lower gas prices, President Biden launched a plan to release 180 million barrels, some of them sold to Unipec, a company under the authority of the Chinese Communist Party-owned Sinopec.
China now controls the world's largest government-controlled stockpile of oil, with almost 1 billion barrels, at the expense of American taxpayers and our energy security.
Aimed at prohibiting the Department of Energy from doing this in the future, the U.S. House of Representatives passed a bill on a vote of 331 to 97. All Republicans and most Democrats supported it. Those who opposed it argued that the GOP bears responsibility for exports to China.
You know, America should not be exporting our crude oil exports to an adversary. And that was our national policy for 40 years until a Republican-controlled Congress authorized sending American crude oil abroad in 2015.
Opposing Democrats called for a broader bill that would ban emergency oil sales to China, North Korea, Iran, and other U.S.-sanctioned countries. Now this bill is headed over to the Senate, where its fate is unclear, but I wouldn't rule out the possibility of it passing the Senate during this Congress. That's because of the bipartisan nature of this type of bill, although Senate Leader Chuck Schumer would need to see this as a priority to bring it to the floor for a vote. Now going back to the House's actions on China so far. So this week they've taken 2 actions with regards to China. Earlier this week they created that bipartisan select committee on China, where they'll be looking at the United States' strategic response to the Chinese regime. We asked Speaker McCarthy what other actions or priorities they have with regards to how to handle China or its influence here in the U.S. Here's what he told me.
Because many times we don't speak with one voice from America. What I am trying to accomplish is get members on both sides of the aisle from all different perspectives, not just from a militarily, from financial, from agriculture and others, to bring those jobs back to America, to make sure China's not with inside America buying our farmland and others.
And Speaker McCarthy did add that he has been in discussion with the Democrat leader Hakeem Jeffries on this issue, so it's clear China will be one of very few areas that will see some bipartisan cooperation over the next 2 years. Reporting in Washington, D.C., Melina Wisecup, NTD News.